Hello there and welcome to the second part of the video on how to understand the characteristic of betta fish and how to keep them properly according to their characteristic. Yes, and now we're going to be talking about the tank mates for bettas. So there has been a lot of questions I found in the internet and which directly came to me. I read it through the social media about the compatible tank mates for bettas. Somebody suggests this fish or that fish or this shrimp, this snail, that snail.
A few moments later.
To actually understand what is the compatible tank mates, we need to understand what is the centerpiece of the tank. If your centerpiece of the tank is your betta, the whole things that goes in the tank has to be compatible with the betta. We need to understand the characteristic of betta fish. In the previous video, which you can see here, a betta fish, it's never been made or created to swim around. Betta fish is a highly aggressive fish. It's territorial fish. However, betta fish will only chill around until something comes in the territory and he will start to attack them. Unless your betta fish is very hungry or very stressed, he will try to chase them wherever they go. The normal betta fish, they will only chase until where he thinks his territory ends. Other than that, he will stop chasing them. That is two of the characteristics that we need to understand. Now, what draws them to actually chase something? First, the smell. If they smell food, they will chase it. And secondly is the color. For your information, that betta fish is color blind, so they cannot see green, yellow, blue, red, or well, every color. They cannot see colors. They only can see bright object. For example, if you have like neon tetras reflects brightness of the light, betta fish will see that and will think that as a food or as a threat to its territory, so he will start to attack them. Now, what is the compatible tank mates for betta fish? First, we need to know that we cannot let our betta fish in a constant stressful condition. A lot of people will put tetras inside their betta tank. For example, you have like 10-gallon tanks and then you put betta in and then you put neon tetras in the tank. That is actually, for me, in my own opinion and my own experience, is not a good thing to do. Because tetra is a schooling fish, it reflects the light, so when it goes around the betta fish, it creates stress for the bettas. It creates the attraction for the betta to actually catch them and do something about them to make them go out from the territory. But as you know, tetra always swim around the tank, so they don't give about the betta fish. They will just swim around as they like. And it creates stress, another stress, another stress, and another stress, and bettas will try to attack them. However, it's just a small chance that betta will succeed in attacking the tetra. He will try, but he wouldn't succeed to attack them because tetra is swimming faster. Now, in the previous video, I have already informed that bettas are not supposed to swim around because of the body of the fin is not made to swim around. So he will try to chase the tetra or the barbs or the whatever fish you put in, but he will not be able to catch them. So eventually he will always try and try and try without succeeding. It will give him stress. Because the other fish, the tetras, the barbs, and the faster swimming fish, they will always swim around and don't care if they give the betta stress or not. Well, it's their nature to swim around. Once again, I say it is not compatible. Okay? A lot of people will think that compatible means that the tank mates will not be attacked by the Betta. That is not how to describe compatible. When you talk about compatibility, it means, well, it's not being attacked. It's not threatening the other fish. That means both of them have to be able to live in peace. So it's not stressed, but it's also not attacked. That is what I'm saying about compatible. What is actually the best tank mates for Bettas? I do not suggest shrimps as your Betta tank mate. They're close, they can attack the Betta. Create a condition that sometime your shrimp will attack your Betta or vice versa. Your Betta will attack your shrimp and they will fight. So, no. Shrimp is a no for a Betta. What other fishes are good for Bettas? I wouldn't mention one by one fishes, but here's the conclusion. So these are the 3 criteria that you have to fulfill if you want to choose tank mate for your Bettas. First, choose a fish who mostly chill, not swimming around in the tank. Second, choose fish or any creature like snails that will not attack your Betta. And the third, choose any creatures or fish that is slightly smaller than your Betta fish. If you can find anything that fulfills these 3 criteria, it's good for your tank mate. I'm suggesting snails. Snails are good. And then cories are good too. Borneo sucker. Borneo sucker is a good tank mates too, because they can clean their tank and they're chill around and they're not attacking the Bettas. But that's the criteria of your Betta tank mates. It has to be chill, it has to be sturdy and not attacking your Bettas. Oh, sorry. And it has to be smaller, slightly smaller, or well, slightly bigger is okay too. But well, I choose slightly smaller fish or creatures for my Bettas. Okay. And now the number 4, and it's the tank ornament. What's the name of that? It's the tank, well, accessory or not. Some of you may have planet tanks. Some of you may decor your tank with some stuff. But it turns out that not every decor is compatible with your Betta fish. Some decor might also put your fish in danger. I will talk about that in this video after this. So when we're talking about tank decoration, I know it can be a very subjective issue. However, this is a very important subject to cover because some decor might also put your Betta fish in danger. Some of you might have planet tanks. Some of you might fill your tank with artificial decoration, which in this case I wouldn't recommend. Why am I choosing bare bottom tank? Or if I have to decor my tank, I would go all natural. I want to create a comfortable ecosystem in my tank for my fish. For me, seeing healthy fish, seeing happy fish is more important than my visual likings. For example, I like cartoons, but I wouldn't put cartoons in my tank because I like my fish more than my cartoons in my tank. If I want to watch cartoons, then I just watch it on TV, I just watch it on YouTube or wherever I find cartoons, but not in my tank, because in my tank I want to see my fish. I want to see them healthy. I want to see them happy. That is why in my tanks I only use natural decoration, whether it's plants, whether it's tree barks, it's sands or everything. I only use and recommend natural decoration. Why am I using natural plants? Because they help the filtration. They also help to create hiding spots. They also help to create a natural look in the tank for the fish. So they will think that that's their ecosystem. It doesn't really make a difference if your fish is seeing plants or they are seeing SpongeBob there. However, it fits more if they see plants, what they're supposed to see. And the second thing why I wouldn't recommend to use artificial decoration. Yes, you can get that in your pet stores or wherever it says there, safe for fish. It never occurs to me that I trusted what the manufacturer said about that. No matter how expensive that is still an artificial thing with paint. And paint, when they goes off, it can be a dangerous thing for your fish. For example, you never knew when the paint will peel off. When they peel off and the fish sees that as food, the Betta eat them, you're done. Never, ever, ever put your fish on the risk for your own visual pleasure. If you don't have the budget for doing natural decor, then just do bare bottom tank. I mean, you can always enjoy to watch your fish without having the risk of getting paranoid your fish are doing well or not. That's the best thing. However, if you do natural decor, overdoing it can be putting your fish in serious danger. So now let's assume that you're doing the heavily planted tank. With bettas, there will be a problem because bettas are labyrinth fish. They took air from outside the water. They took free air there to breathe. And they also take air to breathe inside the water. That is why they're called labyrinth fish. Their origin allows them to do so. Heavily planted tank might put your betta in danger. Let's learn about the basic biology. Plants, they take carbon dioxide and they release oxygen when there is light. But when there's no light, they suck the oxygen and release the carbon dioxide. And we all know that carbon dioxide is dangerous for any living creatures. When your betta fish inhale the carbon dioxide, they're choked. They cannot breathe. I have seen that a lot of people, they put heavily planted tank and on top of the water also all plants. It's good to see. And it releases oxygen when they put lights on that. I have some of my friends ask me, why does my betta, they died in the morning? They look okay the day before, but the next morning all die. Take a closer look. I use my logical thinking on that. In her tank, the surface of the water, there is full with duckweeds, full with plants, and inside the water also full with plants. And as you know, for a betta tank, you cannot use too much air bubbles. And the plants, they need carbon dioxide to be alive. So she injected carbon dioxide and put lamps on top of the tank so the plants will stay alive because the plants will suck the carbon dioxide and release the oxygen. But when the lights goes off, what happens was vice versa. The carbon dioxide that she puts in her tank still produce carbon dioxide, and they try to take air from the surface of the water. Then what happens is, it turns out that the surface of the water also full with carbon dioxide because the plant, the duckweed that covers the surface of the water also releases carbon dioxide. So the fish get choked. It cannot breathe, so it simply died. If you cannot breathe for more than 5 minutes, you will die. That's also what happens with the bettas. It's been left with carbon dioxide everywhere, inside the water, on the surface of the water. So it leads us to conclusion, we can replicate the nature, but not overdoing it. Because even if it's in nature, if there's too much plant in the lake, in the river, all the fish will also die. When I was going to Melbourne in Australia, I went to the lake. One day in the morning, I saw that many fish are struggling to breathe. There's too many plants in the lake. We took off some of the plants and then we try to circulate the water with using very large machine, and the fish starts to get alive again. So yes, it turns to be a real danger for your fish. So heavily planted tank with consideration is good. You have to choose whether you want to see plants or you want to see fish. What is the centerpiece of your tank? It's the fish or it's the plant. You have to decide what is your hobby. If your hobby is to watch plants, well, you can just go outside, walk in the park and watch plants. Let's get this right. If your hobby is fish hobby, then the plant is just for decor. The plant is just for building the ecosystem. It's not taking over the ecosystem, because if something is taking over the ecosystem, then the other will die. The other will suffer. Nah, you shouldn't do that. So if you put plants outside, you put plants inside, you inject the water with carbon dioxide, you're practically killing your fish, man. So yeah, that's the conclusion with decor. I wouldn't talk about artificial decor at all, because I wouldn't recommend that for so many reasons. Put your decor with consideration. Do not put too much decor. Like, I'm not here to criticize somebody. I saw a person with 5-gallon tanks practically put every things that she put SpongeBob there, the fairy castle there, she put, well, I didn't even know what's that called. No matter how big your tank, if it looks like, your parents would not like that. When we're talking about tank decor, first rule is go all natural. Second rule is do it with consideration. Do not overdo that. That's all with the decor for your Betta tank. I hope it can improve the quality of your Betta living space, and then your Betta fish will be more healthy and will be more happy. And I will continue this video in the third part of this video, which is this here or here. And we will be talking about the most important thing, which is the water quality for your Betta fish. And don't forget to click subscribe, don't forget to ring the bell, and also don't forget to give it a like and share it to your friends if you think this video is useful for you. Thank you once again. I'll see you again.